What's up, my LS crazed amigos? It's your boy Terry, speaking from the garage shop once again. Here to offer you some more big bang for the buck product and info. Yeah, we're all excited. Well, I know I'm excited about the Sunny One LSA project. And, as you can see, I'm putting the engine back together. I got the crank on, the pulley on the crank. Now, I had to pin the pulley and the crank out. And when I say that is whenever you're pushing a lot of horsepower, it'd be a good idea to pin the crank out. And what do I mean by that is, if you have like a big block, I think 350s also had it. On the crank pulley, there was like a key pin where you would have to slide you had to slide the pulley over the crank. There was like a pin that stuck out just like this over the crank. And you slide it over, you would have a hole where the pin should go and it slides over it. That was because you don't want the balancer / pulley to slip. All right. Now, if you're pushing big horsepower, I'd say anything over 500, maybe even 480 or something like that. You're pushing big horsepower. And when I say horsepower, I mean horsepower at the wheels. I'm not talking about the engine horsepower because, as impressive as that is, it really don't mean anything if you can't get that power to the wheels. All right. So if you're pushing some big horsepower or torque, it would be cool. It would be smart to get your crank pin. And when I say pin, it's a pinning tool like this. This is a tool that you get, all right? Now what happens is I have the old crank here. Now if you notice, the old crank don't have a pin key like a 350 or either a big block Chevy, like they used to have like a little pin key right here. And you slide it right over the crankshaft and you're good to go. And then you tighten it down and you're good to go. This doesn't have one, so it'd be a good idea to make it. So now what's going to happen is you're going to install this like this, right? You see like that? And what's going to happen is you have two holes right here. You see that? Now that's going to line up because you have a little slot right here and there's a little slot on the crank itself. All right, so it's going to fit in there and you're going to tie it down. You're going to tighten it down a little bit. Now what's going to happen is you're going to take a drill bit, and it comes with the kit. I just did mine, so that's why I still have my drill. And you're going to drill almost like a half moon. You're going to drill one of those holes, and it's going to be like a half moon between the crank and the crank pulley. And then what's going to happen is that you're going to have this little dowel pin that you slide in there. And that's what I did with mine. And so that's going to keep it from slipping. When you, like I said, especially when you have forced induction cars where you get a lot of power real quick at a certain RPM. And you don't want your pulley to slip. So this is how I did mine. Now this is what it looks like before I start drilling, okay? You want it to be the harmonic balancer on where you want it to be. And if you notice, using a stock LSA ZL1 crank pulley, those cars came with a pin key. So their crank already had a key on it. But being that this is a 6.0, it never came with a pin on the crank. So we're gonna drill a small hole between the two, and that's where we're gonna pin it out. All right, here we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the tool. Now I'm gonna want to pin it right around here somewhere. I'm gonna want to put that hole where I can put the pin right around here somewhere. So we're gonna line this up and take the tool, slide it in the hole. Make sure because you have a groove. You see that little groove right there? You want that leaning up against here, going right in the center. So, as I was saying, I'm going to want it to line up like right about right there. All right. So keep on turning it in. And that's pretty much where I'm going to want it. All right. I don't know if you can see the picture really well, but it lines up like in between the crank and the pulley. So when you drill that hole, it's going to go in between two. So you should have like a half moon between two, and you slide the pin in. There you have it. You have just now pinned out your crank. And that's all there is to it, and it's cheap insurance, and do you need it? Maybe not, maybe you do. But like I said, I'd rather have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. All right? Looking at the clock on the wall, or should I say ceiling, it's time for me to head on off and do some more building on this car because the more I work, the sooner I get to get those results. All right. So as always, please be easy. And I'll catch you guys real soon. Take care.